One of the most hated camera companies ever, Nikon, bought one of the greatest cinematography camera manufacturers ever. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Royce Chamberlin, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll notice two things really quick right now. First off, the background's a little bit different. We're experimenting, we're changing some stuff around, so give me a break. Also, every single time I make one of these videos, I swear, I need a haircut. It's like I get a haircut, it grows extremely fast, and by the time I film another video, I need another haircut, and it just looks bad. I swear to you guys, it doesn't always, oh my god. It doesn't always look like this. I literally have a haircut in like 3 hours. So, in today's video, as you saw in the intro, we will be discussing the purchase of Red Digital Cinema by Nikon. Never thought I'd be saying that. Honestly, it blows my mind that that's even a thing. Why is Nikon, notoriously one of the most hated, most disliked camera manufacturers ever, at least for video? On the photography end of things, they're actually quite popular, and it's really interesting. And if you use Nikon for video, let me know in the comments, because I've never met one of you. I've never met any person, any human being, or alien that uses Nikon for video. Never, ever, ever. So if you do, I want to know why you do. And I'm not hating on you. I've just never met one, and I want to know what's wrong with you. No, really, I can't say anything bad about Nikon. I don't know anything bad about Nikon. It's just essentially a meme. As sad as it is for them, it's essentially a meme in this world that Nikons suck for video. Okay, there probably are reasons, and I could research it and tell you immediately why people think this, but I've always said this blindly, sadly, that Nikon sucks for video. And that's simply because Canon and Sony and Red have just been so far ahead in the video space. The photography space, Nikon kind of owns. Canon and Nikon own that. Sony sucks at photography, just not really used for that. And Red is obviously a digital cinema company, right? They're one of the first. They were made by a guy named Jim or Jordan or something back in California in 2005. Made in America, okay? That's what Red is. Nikon, a Tokyo company that is not good in this video field, purchased Red. This means a couple of things. Well, there's a couple of things that concern me, really. The actual transaction hasn't exactly happened yet, but I guess it's still in the works, and we'll find out how much the company sold for and stuff like that here soon. As of right now, we just know that Nikon plans to buy Red, which means Red has agreed to something, or at least they're in communication on this topic. This would bring an American camera company, one of the first digital cinema companies, right? Before Red, a lot of this stuff was film, actual film. Red, I believe, is one of the first digital cinema cameras, and they do it great. They're beloved by all. I've used Red cameras, the big ones, the small ones, like the Komodo and the V-Raptor, and all this stuff. I've used them, filming commercials and things like that, and they are great. And they're essentially a box, and as far as I know, they kind of developed this box format that was then followed by other companies. Like, for instance, companies like Z-Cam, where that's all they do, is make little box cameras just like the Red Komodo. And even Arri kind of followed that, I think, with their boxy little camera that you just attach all the stuff to. Red is the frontier, right, when it comes to all this stuff. Red kind of made the path. They paved the path. They are path pavers. But they've just been purchased by Nikon, and that means good things for Nikon, because the area that Nikon's been lacking, they've now are acquiring one of the greatest in that area, so that's good. But what I'm scared of is what Nikon will do to it. Do I get excited about the idea of buying a Red camera with a Nikon logo on it? Absolutely not. At all. Who knows? Who knows? Here's the thing. It's going to do great things for Nikon. It's going to make Red look worse. And it's moving to a Tokyo company, which I have no problem with Tokyo, at least it's not China, right? Like Canon. But why can't it just stay in America, man? Why couldn't Red buy Nikon? I don't know, dissolve them maybe. But that's what makes me a little upset. We're going to read a quick article just to give you a little bit of insight as to what's actually happening here. All right, this is from Petapixel, or Petapixel. I've never heard of them before. A seismic shift, the ramifications of Nikon's Red acquisition. Nikon's surprise acquisition of Red Digital Cinema this week represents a seismic shift in the cinema camera space. It also has far-reaching consequences not only for Nikon and Red, but also for the rest of the digital camera industry, including Nikon's biggest competitors. Exactly what I said really earlier. Canon is kind of the king in both spaces, photo and video. Everybody uses them for both. They're great in both. They've thrived in both. And you have companies like Sony who've really not taken off in the photo area, but have done really, really well in the video area. Nikon was kind of the opposite of Sony, where they've done really, really well in the photo area, but not the video. But now they've made this acquisition, which puts them on a pedestal really right up next to Canon in terms of sales and quality of equipment, because they've just claimed the greatest digital camera manufacturing company ever. Good for them. If we scroll down, we get a better look into what they've actually done here. Founded by Jim Gennard. I think I said Jim. Made by a guy named Jim or Jordan or something back in California in 2005. Founded by Jim Gennard in California in 2005, Red Digital cinema cameras have been used to film many major motion pictures, television series. Some of the more prominent recent productions that were shot using Red cameras include The Flash. Why they would start this article off with The Flash blows my mind. Why they would start this article off with one of the worst movies ever made. Hear me now. The Flash is the worst movie ever made. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. I need to calm down. It's okay. The Flash is really, really bad. And I actually am sad that it was shot on Red. Anyways, The Matrix, The Suicide Squad, Army of the Dead, great movie. Nobody, The Irishman, just to name a handful. You kind of have an idea of exactly, if you didn't know, of exactly how big this camera is. The other one in the cinema space, there's really only two. There's Red and there's Arri. Arri is by a long shot the greatest, but Red is one of the greatest because it's up there with them. And then you have things like Canon and Sony. That's kind of how I would tier it. I'm not excited to see a Nikon logo on a Canon, but that's where we're at. And we'll keep updated with what's going on with this acquisition. And I'm really curious to see how much it actually sells for and what happens. But at the end of the day, what upsets me the most is this California American company is being acquired by a foreign Tokyo. Not that I have anything wrong with them, but I prefer things to stay in America when they're made in America. And that's just how I am. So that's where we're at. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I really want to make a video where I answer your questions. So leave a comment below or DM me on my socials, and I'll get back to you and probably make a video about it. On top of that, let me know in the comments if you or you have a friend that uses Nikon for video. I'm really curious to see if you are out there because I've never met one of you. Do you exist? I don't know. We'll find out in the comment section. Let me know. Peace out.